Prisons are a ubiquitous feature of modern society. They are institutions designed to confine individuals who have been convicted of crimes. The primary purpose of prisons is to protect the public from those who pose a threat. By removing offenders from society, prisons aim to prevent further harm to individuals and communities. Prisons also serve as a form of punishment, aiming to deter future criminal behavior. The concept of imprisonment as a form of punishment is relatively recent. For much of human history, societies relied on different methods of punishment, often public and brutal. These methods served not only to punish the guilty, but also to deter others from committing similar offenses. The evolution of prisons from these earlier forms of punishment marks a significant shift in how society deals with crime and criminals. In ancient societies, punishment was often swift and brutal. Exile, torture, and execution were common forms of penalty. Public displays of punishment, such as floggings or executions, served as deterrents and reinforced the power of the ruling class. These punishments were intended to inflict pain and suffering, both physically and psychologically. During the Middle Ages, imprisonment was not typically used as a punishment in itself. Instead, jails served primarily as holding places for those awaiting trial or other forms of punishment. Conditions in these facilities were often deplorable, with overcrowding, disease, and lack of sanitation being common problems. The purpose of these jails was not rehabilitation, but rather confinement. The 18th century witnessed a significant shift in thinking about punishment. Enlightenment ideals, which emphasized reason and humanism, began to influence penal reform. Thinkers like Cesare Beccaria argued against torture and the death penalty, advocating for punishments that were proportionate to the crime. This period saw the emergence of the penitentiary, a new type of institution designed for confinement and reform. The penitentiary aimed to instill discipline and penitence in offenders through isolation, hard labor, and religious instruction. The idea was that through reflection and repentance, criminals could be reformed and eventually reintegrated into society. The penitentiary represented a move away from public spectacle and towards a more private and individualized form of punishment. The 20th and 21st centuries have seen significant changes in the prison system. The focus has shifted from solely punishment to include rehabilitation and reintegration. Modern prisons offer educational and vocational programs, counseling services, and other initiatives aimed at helping inmates re-enter society as productive citizens. However, challenges remain, including overcrowding, violence, and recidivism. The role of prisons in society continues to be a subject of debate. Some argue for tougher sentencing and stricter conditions, while others advocate for alternatives to incarceration, such as restorative justice or community-based programs. As we move forward, it is crucial to grapple with these complex issues and strive for a system that is both just and effective.